Thank you for joining us here today at Fredericks, where we're here to announce our first show of the new next year, 2014 and not 2013, it's on the press release, when we will be doing our third show at the Copper Box Arena in the Queen Elizabeth Park in Stratford, which will feature the European Dereck Chisora defending his European heavyweight title against the opponent we'll name early next week. Billy Joe Saunders also on the card, involved in fighting a top 10 rated boxer, and then we will have Nathan Cleverley, the former WBO light heavyweight champion, who's moved up to cruiserweight and debuting on that fight and fighting for the Commonwealth title against Daniel Amnan of New South Wales in Australia. We also have Frank Buglioni and Bradley Skeete on the card amongst other youngsters. Dereck's last fight I thought was a great fight for him. I'd like to have seen him use his jab well, but he went out and did what he had to do. He's probably the most exciting heavyweight, in my opinion, in the world, including Deontay Wilder. He's never in a dull fight. He comes to fight. And showed again his desire to win with his newfound diet and training regime, which I think stands him in good stead, so much so that I believe that WBO will be ranking him in a number two position in their next ranking, so he's gradually getting there to becoming a mandatory challenger. We've made various offers to fighters over the last week to fight Dereck, including Pulev, who is his mandatory challenger to the European title. They have not come back to us, and we've asked that the European, the EBU, put that fight out to purse bids, because Pulev, being in the position he is, would make that a virtual final eliminator for the world title. But if he doesn't fight him, then we will be naming another opponent, as I said last week. We also made offers to Deontay Wilder, who's declined to fight Dereck, so that tells you he's moving in the right direction, and it shows you that what these guys are all doing at the moment is jockeying into position to fight for vacant titles in the hope of Italy. Klitschko will vacate his title whilst moving on with his political career in the Ukraine. So Dereck's got it all to go for. He's in a tremendous position, and he's just got to keep cementing that position and building on it, moving towards the bigger fights, which we'll make sure that happen in 2014. Bill's fighting, as I said on the card, he had a hand injury last time out, so he pulled out of the show, but 2014's got to be his year. He's had quite a busy year last year. And as I say, we're looking for him to fight somebody in the top 10 to move on and cement his situation. So quite a sexy division at the moment, the middleweight division. There are a number of fights out there we'd like to make, but one of the fights that we talked about earlier and we'd love to make is Billy Joe against James DeGale. That would be a great British fight. The fight I'm sure the fans would like. Billy's willing to go up in weight to make it happen. So they're all the avenues that we're working or moving down, and they're the type of fights we want to get our fighters into. Nathan moved up a division. He was finding it very difficult to make light heavyweight limit. I think the cruiserweight division will be really good for him. I feel that he'll make himself a force to be reckoned with very quickly in that division, and he started off straight away in his first fight for the Commonwealth title against, as I said, Daniel Amnan. So he comes through that one, and he'll be moving very quickly to get himself into a position where he will fight for a cruiserweight title next year. I will definitely deliver him the opportunity to fight for the cruiserweight championship of the world. Young Frank, to my left here, he's had an exceptional year. He's now the WBO European champion, and he'll be defending that title. Frank is a young fighter that wants to move quickly, and we're having to put the reins on him. He's still got a way to go learning his craft and hopefully moving on to the bigger stage. But 2014 is all about him cementing his position in the super-middleweight division and moving on to bigger and better things. And we all know he's got a great following, and I'm quite sure we're getting into the type of fights that he wants to be in within the next 12 months. I'm quite sure he'll be selling venues out on his own. We'll say there's other youngsters on the card, and we'll be announcing their fights and opponents again next week. But all the guys are here. If you've got any questions you want to ask, please feel free to do so.
Dereck, will you be boxing and sparring and keeping fit over the Christmas period?
Yeah, 100%. Can't let this go away now. I'll be training now. I already started training yesterday, so I'm just plodding along into February.
So there will be no celebrations over Christmas and New Year?
Yeah, there will be celebrations, but with limits though.
You like your Christmas dinner and your Christmas book, or are you going to have to skip on that?
Yeah, a little bit. But I'm more like a chocolate cake, man.
They just go with Christmas pudding.
Yeah, I'll just go with Christmas pudding, yeah.
You've clean shaven as well. New regime for the new year?
Yeah.
He looks young, doesn't he?
He does. I didn't know he did.
Don't you know that?
I thought his little brother coming.
It's turning 30 now, so I have to look young. What are you looking at?
But seriously, I mean, you've had a great year. You've resurrected yourself among the welterweight title scene. What do you hope to achieve next year, and who would you like to fight on the 8th?
On the 8th, you know what, we're trying to look at certain fighters, like we're trying to offer Puller some money. My ideal fight would be me and Tyson Fury, but I don't think he'll take it. It's going to go to other routes, but we're just going to, whoever wants to take a fight with me, we'll take it. Beat them up.
Do you think it's more likely to be a foreign fighter as opposed to domestic? Because Price obviously vacated, Fury looks reluctant.
No idea.
Bryce didn't want to fight him, otherwise he would have vacated, and Tyson said he's not going to be fighting, from what I understand, until March, and they were looking for other things. So it's a shame really, because there's nothing like a big old British heavyweight. A domestic bang-up is always a good fight. It's what the fans like, and I've got to tell you, he's the only fighter, when you think about it, in that division, and probably one of the only fighters in the world who will fight anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. Dereck is not ducking anyone. He will fight anybody. And it seems like most of them don't want to fight him. Even the so-called, rising stars like Wilder.
Do you feel that's the case, Dereck, that people are reluctant to step in the ring with you?
Yeah, it's the case, I'm excited Nathan to step up to cruiserweight, so they'll be jumping in there with me. Not joking. Well, I don't know, I just want to fight. When Frank says we find this person, look at the odds, and then we decide if we're going to take a fight or not. But I think I speak for everybody when we see on this podium here that we like fighting, and we don't really care who we fight. As long as they're great opponents and they come and give the public what they paid for, and we'll take the fight.
Just a question for Nathan. I mean, you're all set up to make a debut at cruiserweight, and then obviously you to pull out. How frustrating was that, and how much more are you looking forward to actually making a debut at cruiserweight?
Yeah, it wasn't really a frustrating thing for me. I got injured in training doing deadlifts. I had a back spasm. But ultimately, I've got time on my side, still 26, so it's important that I fight when I'm 100% mentally and physically ready. And ready to make a fresh assault on the cruiserweight division. And if Dereck doesn't want his Christmas dinner, I'll have it because I need it. Yeah, just looking forward, mate. Chapter 2 for me in my boxing career. I can't wait to get started now.
How is the putting on weight going? Because obviously it's a big jump, 25 pounds. How much are you? Were you close to the weight when you had to pull out? Or?
Yeah, I'm not far off the cruiserweight limit. I'm a couple of pounds under. So I got room now to strengthen into the weight, and over the next year, I'm sure I will do. And be a full-blown cruiserweight.
Have you felt the difference in your sparring or hitting the bag, the punches? Have you felt more power?
I felt the difference over the last couple of years, I would say. When I'm sparring and I'm closer to cruiserweight, I feel awesome. When I start getting down to light heavyweight, you know, I start losing that snap, and it was something I knew I would have to do, was move up to cruiserweight. It was inevitable. But while I was world champion at light heavyweight, I just kept on winning and kept on defending my title and making the weight. But now it's that reign came to an end. It's time we move onwards to the right weight division for me now.
Frank says you've got the incentive of getting a challenge for the cruiserweight title some way down the road, so that's a big incentive for you.
Yeah, it's a massive incentive, and that's all I want to do, to be honest. Yeah, I'm in boxing, and I'm in this sport to be world champion, and I promised myself I'm back to get that world title, and I've always delivered on my promises in my life, and this will be the same. And Frank can deliver the world title shot for me, and I'll grab it with both hands for sure.
Just going on the table to Frank, I mean, you won your first title now. Do you actually feel different? Do you look yourself in the mirror and think, I won a title now?
He's always looking at himself.
To be honest with you, I was very pleased with my achievement. It's a nice step and a nice achievement to have. But the way I'm seeing it is I just keep improving, keep working hard, keep my head down, and focus on the next fight.
I mean, it's only 12 or 13 fights you've had, isn't it?
11, yes.
Yeah, 11, sorry. The next one is 12. So you've done it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'd say so. There's a lot more learning to be done, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Just slowly but surely improving and taking each step as it comes.
Frank was saying he's had to put the range in you a little bit. In what way? I mean, do you want to, explain, please?
Yeah, I was a little bit eager to step up, and I wanted to move quickly, but I can't be naive. I've got to listen to the experience of Mark and Frank, and do as they see fit, and they won't put me wrong. So I'm listening and I'm being patient.
You couldn't get two better trainers, could you really? I mean, they around a lot of sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. So now you've got to take the advice on board. Look at obviously Billy Joe's progress and how his career's gone from strength to strength. So I'm in good company.
Where do you hope to be by the end of next year in 2014?
Well, I'd like to defend the title I won recently against stiffer and stiffer opposition, and then look at domestic.
I think the thing is as well, Frank's last performance, without doubt, his best performance. He was nice and controlled, not head movement, good punches he threw, really good body shots that he threw. I thought it was a tremendous performance, and I know that's you only seen I think about 50% of it. You've got much more to come through that, and so he should by the end of the year it should be domestic, and then verging on maybe fighting the European list.
Billy Joe, how's the hand?
Yeah, it's coming along nicely now. Bit physio and that. So back in the gym training, starting sparring in 3 or 4 weeks now, and it's looking up to be okay again now.
You didn't have any surgery, did you?
No, it's just knocked him up a little bit, knocked my left hand up a little bit. But I've had bad hands I've had a bad left hand from the start of my career really. And it's just mainly just nursing it and keeping it nice and bandaged right, and it just happens. It can happen to someone who's got a bad hand, just knocked up, swelled up a little bit, and it's back to normal now.
Was that particularly after the right fight, or was it before? Because you had a lot of...
No, leading up to it, in the sparring and that, and all that rugby, it's just one of them things. In a 12-round fight, probably threw it a little bit awkward, and just busted it up a little bit, just started swelling. I iced it, and a bit of physio, and it's just back to normal now.
When did that happen in the fight?
I think it was like round 3 or something that happened, yeah. So I carried on with it, and thank God it held up well to the end, and I got the win.
Did you feel the pain as you were throwing it?
You always feel the pain. I know when it's swelled up because it feels like you just want to rip your glove off, but you got to go through it and that. But it's back to normal now. Punching the bags, punching the pads, and cracking on with it.
Frank was mentioning about James Digao. Would you fancy that? And do you think he could take it?
Yeah, listen, I'll take it. I know Frank can take it anyway, and I'll take it right now. I don't mind moving up to 12 stone. I want to keep this, obviously, defend this once, and as long as I've got that right, and me and James Aguirre can fight whenever Frank gets it on, whatever show it is. I think the public and the fans would love to see that fight be a good fight for the public, you know, and I think they deserve it more than anyone else.
When? Sometime next year or late next year? Or?
Whenever Frank gets it on, whenever they want it.
The spring would be perfect.
Whenever they want it, or whenever. Listen, I'm a fighter, same like Dereck said. We're all here, we're all fighters. We'll fight anybody, and I don't mind moving up 6 or 7 pounds to fight somebody. And obviously, it gives you a better name in the boxing world, doesn't it? And I think I'll come away with a win, and I'm sure you think the same. It'd be a good fight to give for the fans.
There's been some really good domestic matchups in the last year or two. That could be another one, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah, it would be. I think that, you know, his style and my style, I think it'll clash, and it'll be we're gel good for a fight. And I think the fans will be the winner at the end of the day of that fight, because, you know, it's a big fight for the British fans. No problem at all. For that sort of fight, you know, I'll move straight up, no problem.
That'd be one off, or would you come back down?
No, I'm a natural middleweight, you know, but that fight's there, I'm going to take it. And same with any 12 stone fight, if they've got the name out there and I'll win it. It's about moving along at the right time, and if I can take someone out and move me on to that next level, I'll do that.
Every fight wants to win a world title, and you're no different. Do you think that will come in the next couple of years or so?
Well, Frank's been in this game, you know, a lot longer than anybody else, and he knows when I'm ready and when I'm right, and I'll take his advice. When he says, gives me the nod to go for it, or he comes up with my chance, I'll be ready.
How many more defences do you need on that to take that?
One more, just one. So yeah, just one more defence, and
So you could move on quite a bit, and then drop that. Nathan, who's training you now? Is it you still your dad, or are you talking about somebody else in there?
Well, we.
Or you're training yourself?
Yeah, we're still going at the moment. I've been taking over since the last fight. I had a break over the last couple of weeks for the injury. But we're back now. I was in the gym yesterday with my dad. So, yeah, myself and my dad, we discuss anyway. You know, he wants what's best for me. If he feels that another trainer can bring out the best of me, then he'll advise me on that, and he'll tell me to move on. So we kind of just seen how it goes at the moment, playing it by ear, just training, keeping fit, and we'll know instinctively. You know, give it a couple of weeks now, and if the working relationship is faltering, then I'll move on. If it's working, if I'm feeling comfortable, we'll continue. You know, because it has been successful over the last couple of years, apart from the one blip in the last fight. It's been very successful, and I've enjoyed it. You know, I've enjoyed the training. So I think time will tell. Time will tell on that.
I mean, what are you feeling right now? Is it likely he's going to be in your corner?
I'd say for the next fight, we haven't got long really. We've only got, I think, less than 8 weeks now. So just keep things simple, I would say. You know, I'm living back home. The gym is just up the road, so yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense rather than alter things at the moment and change location. Just keep it simple, and I think you know, I'm sure I'll get the result anyway, as long as I train and stay focused. We'll be all right.
What kind of attendance do you expect to hope for on the game?
Sell out. I mean, we had a lot of problems last time. You know, Nathan was injured, Bill was injured, and at the end of the day, you know, we had a good crowd there. But just want to sell out, especially when we Super-Middleweight happen for our sort of thing. Just sell out. Any more questions? Are we all done? Thanks very much for joining us, and we don't see you before. Wish you a Merry Christmas, and hope you had a Good 2014. Thanks. Got 13.